In this video, I'll be reviewing your Pokemon, and more specifically, Nath's Spheal. Now, this is going to be a bit of a funny episode because this Spheal is confused. And we will first plot in some of the sub-skills here and look at it, and then we'll just consider what this Spheal could look like in the future if Nath decides to invest in it. We'll just have to see. Now, the reason why this is funny is because Spheal is one of the best berry specialists. Although this Spheal in particular does not think it is a berry specialist. And we can see that already starting with the nature, which is careful. Now, ingredient finding down, main skill chance up is actually pretty solid on the Spheal. And the reason is it's a berry specialist. You want as many berries as possible, and that's just how you roll. So the first thing that this Spheal has got packed in its kit is skill level up M. That's pretty huge. That means that if you evolve it into Walrein, you'll have main skill level 5, which is pretty big. And not only that, coming up at level 50, it has main skill level up S. And at that point, it will have main skill level 6 for free. No seeds spent. Now, in addition, this Spheal has got skill trigger M coming in at level 75 and skill trigger S coming in at level 100. Now, for berry specialists, you want those as high level as possible. So even the level 75 and to an extent the level 100 is within long-term range for top tier Pokemon such as Walrein. Now, there is a single trait missing. Now, what is it? Is it the berry finding or is it something else? It's helping bonus. So in the case that this Spheal had the berry finding, obviously it would have been an obvious invest. It has berry finding then, potentially, hypothetically, in this scenario, and the ingredient finding down nature, which is a good combo. It has helping bonus. Now, should Nath invest in this Spheal? And this is where we kind of just wand it into the future. For information, the ingredient list is oil, bean sausage, oil. So that is A, B, A on the ingredient list. I'm super curious to see what happens now when we bring the Spheal into Walrein status. Actually, the skill rate goes down, and overall it's a respectable 4%. If you have a Walrein, you probably would like to use it as a berry specialist, and we can see that if we put 2,000 hours on it, just max out the Walrein, and we've also evolved it twice. It has a fat 36 inventory. At that point in time, you probably have enough inventory to where you have a good chance of getting a couple skill triggers in there every now and then. And the 4% skill rate here is respectable. The comparison then would be something like Espeon. No, what am I saying? Vaporeon? I just talked about Espeon and Vaporeon, so I got them confused for a split second. So Vaporeon as a skill specialist with this main skill has almost 3 times the trigger rate. And in terms of speed, Walrein and Vaporeon are basically the same. And so what you're sacrificing on the Walrein to make it a discount Vaporeon is the berry finding. For the most part, Walrein is a very strong Pokemon for its speed combined with berry finding, potentially. Obviously 50 minutes is not fast, but it has a very high value berry, so it kind of evens out. In the case that you find a Pokemon that has, let's say, helping speed M, helping bonus, adamant nature, which is speed up, ingredients down, in some cases that will just be stronger than just having berry finding on your Pokemon. And so there is no speed here, but there's a whole ridiculous set of sub skills that specifically just like shoot this Walrein into skill discount skill specialist territory. Now, the skill trigger M comes in way late. That is something to consider, and the skill trigger S here we can't really even consider much. And so if we just put this Walrein at level 60, which is still pretty far along, but it's nowhere near where you kind of want it, we can see that the numbers here are looking more and more grim. And the skill rate that was a promising 4% is all of a sudden at less than 3. It's sitting at 2.64%. And then the comparison here was a pretty busted Vaporeon. Now, if we just compare this flatly with the same sub-skills, Vaporeon and Walrein, we can see that the Vaporeon has now roughly still a 3 times higher ingredient rate. But yeah, it's not looking good for the Walrein personally. I think this is just a funny trophy. Maybe that could be the nickname. But no, it's called Spheal because it has the skills. And it's funny. So yeah, they posted this in the YouTube My Mon to just highlight it in a video for the giggles. Spheal the confused. And yeah, it's still a Spheal. All of these numbers were hypothetical. It is level 13 and it's probably got no hours. It's not evolved. And so for the time being, it's just a whole clump of potential. Now, it could be funny in the future if somehow there is an ice type skill specialist that can like boost the skill rates of all the other Pokemon or something like that. But for now, I think this is a funny Pokemon to put in the bag and look at every now and then, and remind yourself that there's a lot of confused Pokemon out there. Some ingredient specialists think they are berry finders when they're not, like my Snoverse in queue. Like, how many berry finding Snoverse have I found now? Like 4 or 5? And then you have these berry specialists that insist on being skill specialist. In the future, if there is ever introduced a funny feature where you can fuse 2 Pokemon, then this would be a good canvas to swap out the species on. Make this a Gardevoir, that would be pretty cool. And I don't know why the music is funny like this, but overall, hope you enjoyed this rather short episode just highlighting one funny Pokemon that Nath submitted. And you can leave a like here if you enjoy the series overall. And don't forget, if you want to submit some Pokemon, I'm currently having a short-term thingy here. We'll just have to look at the volumes. Right now I have a long list, but I've committed to make a video for each one of you who become a YouTube member and post 3 Pokemon in here for, let's say, the end of September. And then we can pick up the conversation sometime in the future, but that's right now how we are on track. So you become a YouTube member to gain lifetime access to the nirtheart Discord as long as you follow the rules. And that gives you access to this YouTube My Mon text channel, which is the overall series. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you again in another video sometime in the future.